Hey everybody, welcome to one last review for the year. So to wrap up this year, I decided to check out the new IObit malware fighter. Now I'm going to ignore all the controversy about IObit and all that stuff that happened earlier in the year, and we're going to test out their new product here. So I got it installed. This is beta, so this hasn't been released yet. It's just for testing purposes. So let's just give it a quick look here to see what kind of memory usage we got, and it's fairly heavy, about almost 50 megs. Pretty heavy product. If we open it up here, it's got an interesting user interface, but it basically seems to reflect what they've been doing for the last, like the IObit 360. It looks basically the same thing. So we have the database, we have some settings here. I just left them like they are from the factory. I haven't changed anything. Pretty basic settings, nothing too intricate. Has different protections here: startup guard, process guard, network guard, file guard, malicious action guard, USB disk guard, browser guard, and cookie guard. We'll see how well they work. And it's got some kind of cloud technology here to analyze the behavior of security related risks in a fully automated mode. So we'll see if that works out. And you have the quarantine here. So let's open up Internet Explorer here. I have some new files, say within, I don't know, well, that lasts 24 hours. Okay, so found a suspicious action. Inject other process. So you can view it. Maybe. Okay, it's opening up Internet Explorer, and it takes forever to do that. But we'll block that. And hidden file. Registry risk. Trying to modify something, so we'll block that. And it's trying to inject another process. Registry, inject. Okay, this is getting annoying, so we'll remember stuff now. And it found malware too. Oh, that was a 7-zip archive. It might have been an archive, so, or whatever that thing was. I'm not gonna mess with it right now because I'm tired and I don't care. Okay, so auto run. And malware. It says malware detected. What I'm also going to try to do is to see if this gives me any false positives, if it's just acting like a application that blocks everything, or if it has a whitelist. It says malware detected. So we'll block that. Trojan dropper malware detected. Okay, malware detected, but it doesn't give me what the threat is. Oh, but it says it has installed successfully. So it looks like the fake AV installed itself just fine. We'll see after a restart though. See what happens. Okay, looks like that one did something silently. And that looks like a second fake AV installed itself. And this is the last one. So now I'm going to do a full scan. Let's see if we know we have stuff running in memory here. But I want to see if I have anything that's using up a lot of CPU processes, so I can kill it if it is. And it doesn't look like we have anything. So I'm going to do a full scan here, and I'm going to wait. So I'm going to pause the video, and I'll be back whenever this is done scanning. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys something. It's been stuck on this file for about 3 minutes right now, and it hasn't moved. So it seems there's some kind of bug in the scanner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the scanner. Maybe. Well, it seems Windows has stopped responding. I might be forced to restart. Looks like there's a bug in there, so to do a full scan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reboot and just do a smart scan. Because I can't, Windows is just locked up right now. So just thought I should show you guys that. So I'll be back with the results from the smart scan. Okay, so after I rebooted, I did a smart scan and it finished and it found 0 things. So let's check it out now. From now on, part of my testing tools is going to be Komodo Cleaning Essentials, mainly because of the kill switch application. That's going to be one of the nicer ones to look at. And I want to test it out continuously with an infected machine, and I just don't want to infect machines for no reason all the time. So right now it's analyzing a couple of these files. Let's just check them out here, see what we got. Looks like we got something there that's coming up. So I'm going to pause this while it's finishing its analysis here. Okay, so the analysis is taking a little bit longer than I want it to take, but that's fine because I can kind of look up and see, okay, I know this is an infected file. I can look it up. I can see where it is. This one's that one's an infected file also, if you look right there. And so is this one. This one just started up by itself while I was waiting. So I'm going to terminate all these processes. And the main reason that I want to terminate these is because I want to give whatever that I use to scan the system with a chance to actually be able to find these and keep them from popping up again. And because I have the chance to try it out again to see how it's been working, this is a new version that they released today of Cleaning Essentials. I want to try out the scanner. So the database should be fully updated, yep. And I'm going to do a custom scan. And I'm going to scan these, but I'm not going to do a memory on start. Not yet. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video and I will be back when the scan is done. Alright guys, so I finished scanning here and I just decided I might as well just do a full scan. So it took about 16 minutes and let's see what it found. Looks like the hard drives, there's a bunch of activity right now on the hard drive. So let's see. You can see DAX, because I rebooted, all these things were loaded in memory. You can see that the DAX detection during the scan worked, and you can see them right there. This you found these 3 files, and it has a couple some temporary internet files, which is no big deal. And then the heuristics identify these 2 files, which you can see. Now these heuristics are part of the Komodo database, so you can see that the only one that they didn't find was that one, but DAX found that. So I'm going to clean right now, and I'm going to reboot, and then I will run CCleaner just to get rid of the temp files. I probably should have done that to begin with, but no big deal. And then I'll run Malwarebytes to see what we have left over. So I will be back. So it looks like Malwarebytes found some things. Let's check it out, see what it found here. So we have that downloaded file that was not found, and we have that rogue security, whatever it was, that security shield. Now for some odd reason it never started up again. I rebooted Windows like twice and it never opened up itself. That's the weirdest thing. So it looks like they still got to work on Cleaning Essentials, but I almost have a feeling that if this was open for some odd reason, it would have caught it. But there must be something wrong with the security shield here, because or it got blocked by I know what happened. IObit blocked it from adding its startup. So on reboot, it never could start again. So it did partially block the rogue, but it didn't block it all the way. And a couple of registry key changes that happened. Shell, a hijack here, and a Trojan. So in reality, 2 files were missed and a couple of registry key changes. So I'm going to reboot and I will be right back. One quick thing though, on reboot IObit doesn't start automatically. It's the weirdest thing. Now, I don't know, it's because of the way it works on a VM machine or whatnot, but I've rebooted a couple times and it's never started up automatically like it should have. So it's interesting. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it up and I'm going to leave it running in the background, and we'll see how it acts when I try to run some of the other scanning software like Hitman Pro or something like that. So I will pause and I'll be right back. Okay, so I rebooted and I opened up IObit here, so it's running in the background. And we'll see if this thing actually has a whitelist or if they're in the end just developing a HIPS application, which I have a feeling that's what they're doing. Because I mean, without having good definitions, one of the easiest ways and fairly secure ways to develop an application for security is to develop it into a HIPS application. So let's open up Hitman Pro here and see what happens if we get any pop-ups from IObit. I would hope that they would build a decent whitelist, but from experience and some of the stuff I've been part of, it's very hard. Now this says there's no internet connection, and I know there is. So let me check a couple of things here. Okay, here we go. It says malware detected. Well, that's not good. Talk about a real major false positive. Yeah, it looks like the proxy server got changed. There we go. But it was Hitman Pro was actually good enough to identify that change. So that's good to see. There we go. Now we have an internet connection. Let me cancel that 1 second. And then I'll open it up again and we'll redo a scan this time. So let me pause it, and this time I'm going to let it do. There we go, again. So I will be right back. Okay, so it looks like we had a piece of malware here left over. Now the proxy server is still being identified because I did not. So let's find this piece of malware first, and I'll show you why you were still getting the proxy server there. So if we open up C drive, yeah, this is just, I mean, it gave me a pop-up for Explorer, Windows Explorer, for me doing something, and that's, they still need to do a lot of work on it. So there's that file. We'll keep that there. What I want to show you is, even though I turned off the proxy settings, Hitman Pro is still seeing them because there's something entered in there. So if I do it like that, they're gone permanently and it won't see them next time. So I do want to try something here, just as a little experiment of mine. So I'll show this to you guys too, it's no big deal. I just want to find that file and I want to try to run it. And I want to see if it gets caught while it's running, because right now it's just sitting on the hard drive. It's not doing anything. It's technically, it's not a security threat till it's running, or something accesses the file. You know, right now the computer has nothing. So let's see what happens when I open it up here. There you go. And it doesn't even want to run. It just opens and closes. Now this might be because it might be virtual machine aware. That's possible. Or that it's being blocked right there. So how can I check to see if it's being blocked by IObit? I'm going to close it up and we'll watch it. We'll see if it opens up and stays open. Yeah, see, it doesn't want to run, so it's interesting. But as you can see, Malwarebytes doesn't find it either. It was only Hitman Pro that found it. Oh, and look, now it actually finds it. It's the weirdest thing. Spyware, passwords, xgen. So, piece of spyware. Must Malwarebytes must not scan that folder in its quick scan. So, after playing around with it and all that stuff, verdict on IObit Malware Fighter Beta. They've got a lot of work to do. That's my verdict on it. It's got a fair amount of false positives. It doesn't have a very good whitelist, so I mean, it gave me a pop-up, as you saw, when I was using Explorer, the Windows component, to change the attributes to show hidden files. It shouldn't do that, because I'm doing it, the user. But that being said, I almost can bet you that with time, it's going to turn more into a behavior slash HIPS application. I think that's what they're going to go down that road. So it could become something decent, if they really put their mind to it and really work on it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and that's it. Happy New Year. It's 10:33 here, so for some people it's already been New Year's. Some people it's going to be after this. Have a good next year, and I will see you guys in 2011. Take care. Have a good night. Stay safe.